Welcome to ABBA Magazine. This week we will cover the highest scoring round of the season. No changes at the top, with the leaders recording hard-fought but well-deserved victories. We chat with Partizan's new addition, Kevin Jones. And as usual, we save the best for last with top 5 plays of round 11. Marko Simonovic extended his contract with Crvena Zvezda until the end of the season. He signed a 2-month contract during the time when the team was plagued with injuries. In the meantime, former captain played his 150th game in the red and white jersey and earned himself a contract extension with quality performances. Henrik Širko is no longer a member of Zadar. According to the club's official statement, Širko, who spent only 11 minutes on the court this season, wasn't happy with the playing time, and since the club wasn't satisfied with his contribution as well, Širko's contract was terminated by mutual consent. The league leader Budućnost recorded its 9th victory of the season at Igokea, 86-76. At the beginning of the match in Laktaši, Igor Jovovic's team had a poor 3-point shooting percentage, but they did manage to find rhythm on offense and were up by 2 by the end of the second period. Thanks to Pašajlić and Radenović, Igokea made a 9-0 run and reached a 7-point advantage. When Bojan Subotić took to the court, Budućnost finally woke up and got the lead back, +4 by halftime. Omar Cook missed too many shots in the first half, but he found his form in the third period. His 3 3-pointers put the lead back into the hands of the visiting team, who were up by 12 at the start of the fourth period. Budućnost kept the opponent at bay during the final quarter, but the hosts posed a threat with 2 minutes left on the clock, when Chapin's 3 brought them within 7. However, Nemanja Jaramaz wrapped the game up with a 3-pointer of his own. Budućnost was once again relying too much on the shot beyond the 3-point line, making as many as 41 attempts while scoring 17. Omar Cook was the most successful in this department, with 6 3-pointers on target out of 16 attempts, on his way to 22 points. Subotić scored 19, shooting 4 out of 5 from long range. The usual trio stood out in Igokea's team, Radenović with 16 points, Chapin scoring 15 and Radivojević adding 14 points. The team from Laktaši couldn't pull off another big upset, but with 5 victories they remain in the top half of the league's standings. In front of an enthusiastic crowd in Nikšić, Crvena Zvezda managed to beat Sutjeska 70-62 and remain in the hunt for the first place. The home team was highly motivated, and most of the game they managed to keep up with the defending champions. It was Stefan Jovic who led the red and white team to their 8th victory in the game's final minutes. In spite of 25 turnovers, Dejan Radonjic's men held on to their lead. The guests shined at the very beginning of the match, while Sutjeska based its game on unsuccessful 3-point shots. Crvena Zvezda had a 7-point lead, followed by a 5-minute scoring drought. Dušan Dubljevic's men took advantage of it, taking the lead after scoring 11 consecutive points. The second quarter was very dynamic, with the lead changing hands. After a mini-series spiced up with Simonovic's 3-pointer, the boys from Belgrade found themselves up by 4. Until the end of the game, the home team couldn't get the lead back, but nonetheless, the 4,500 spectators in Nikšić were on the edge of their seats. During the third quarter, neither of the teams could score easily, and the home team missed an opportunity to turn the game around. The final period was halftime when Crvena Zvezda made a 7-0 run that led them to victory. Tejić was the one who started it, while Gudurić delivered the final blow. Even after that, the home team didn't give up. They fought till the final whistle, but Stefan Jovic stood in their way. The point guard from Belgrade was the top scorer with 19 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists and 4 turnovers. Had there not been for the turnovers, Jovic would have made a strong MVP of the round candidate. Marko Tejić played his best game of the season with 11 points, all of them in the crucial moments of the game. Marko Simonovic finished the game with 11 points as well, providing the long-range firepower. After 11 rounds, Sutiska is at the bottom of the league table. Their top scorers in this game were Vranjes with 14 and Pavlicevic with 11 points. The beginning of the last season's finalists' visit in Valjevo, Serbia was marred by an unexpected number of mistakes on both sides. Metalac had more success shooting from beyond the three-point line, enough to gain a minimal advantage. During the second period, Bilan managed to bring Cedevita back in the game, and by the end of the first half, Veljko Mršic's men had a 3-point lead. Led by Malešević, Metalac made a breakthrough in the third quarter. They reduced the number of turnovers and missed free throws to end the third period with a 4-point advantage. In a dramatic finish, the home team let an important victory slip out of their hands. 4 minutes before the end, Kutlašic's three-pointer gave Metalac a 6-point lead. However, after a timeout called by coach Mršić, Cedevita responded with a 10 unanswered points. This in turn prompted the home team's coach Vladimir Đokić to call his final timeout. It looked like it did the trick after Kutlašić and Joshilov's three-pointers gave the team from Valjevo a 2-point lead in the last minute of the game. But Pulin answered with a dagger 3 and the guests took the lead. With no timeouts left, the home team couldn't come up with the final play, missing 2 straight shots, and it came down to Pulin setting the final score 81-79 at the free throw line. Cedevita's Miro Bilan was the game's top scorer with 17 points. Pulin and Pilipic ended the game with 14 points each. Fran Pilipic missed only 1 field goal and shot a perfect 4 for 4 from the three-point line. Malešević was the top scorer for the losing side with 20 points. Geoffrey Lauvergne was born on September 30th, 1991 in France. Jo came to Partizan at the end of November 2010 after he was waived by Chalon and his 1-month contract with Valencia expired. Little did anyone know he was about to become the team captain and a fan's favorite. Lauvergne occasionally stood out during the regular part of the season, but got his real chance after the last round, when Drew Gordon left the team. He led Partizan to victory over Igokea with 12 points at the ABA League's Final Four. After that, he helped the team beat Crvena Zvezda and grab its 12th consecutive national championship. However, it was just a preview of what was to come in the following season. After the FIBA Eurobasket in Slovenia, where he won the gold medal with the French team, he played his first full season in ABA League, averaging 11 points per game. Lauvergne led the league in rebounds with 7.5 per game, but unfortunately he was unable to lead Partizan to yet another regional championship. His team was defeated by Cedevita in the semi-finals played in Belgrade Arena. Lauvergne scored 10 points in this game. When Dragan Milosavljevic went down with an injury, Lauvergne took over as the team captain, becoming the first foreigner in the history of Partizan bestowed with this honor. After guiding his team to the 13th consecutive Serbian championship title, he left for Khimki, where he stayed until February. He got the chance to finish the season in the NBA wearing a Denver Nuggets jersey. Megalex reached their 8th victory of the season after an excellent second half of a game that was much more uncertain than the final score suggests. Olympia was far from a pushover, and thanks to a number of successful three-pointers, they had a 4-point lead at the halftime. However, the team was hindered by injuries. Zach Wright was dearly missed, even though Luka Rupnik played a good game. Nikola Ivanovic was causing major problems for the home team, with some help from Danilo Nikolic during the third quarter. In the final period, Luvavo got going with 2 consecutive three-pointers. Olympia was at a loss. Once Dejan Milojevic's men took the lead, they didn't let it go until the end of the game for their 8th win of the season, more importantly against a rival for the playoff spot at his home court. The game's top scorer was Luvavo with 22 points, Ivanovic scored 19, and Nikolic finished the game with 17 points and 11 rebounds. Sava Lešić was Olympia's top scorer with 21. Partizan recorded its 4th victory this season in a match with a lot of twists and turns against the Slovenian champion Typhoon. Although weakened by injuries, the visiting team had a chance to stage an upset in Belgrade. Petar Božic's men went 24 minutes without a successful shot outside the 6.75-meter line, but in the end they achieved a very important victory, precisely thanks to the three-pointers. At the beginning of the game, we could not foresee the drama that was about to ensue. In the first quarter, the hosts held a 7-point lead several times. Midway through the second, Maestro Cebular sparked a 12-0 scoring run from the guests from Šentjur. Dejan Miherc's team held the lead at the halftime break, 42-39. Black and White's troubles on defense continued in the second half because more often than not, they were unable to stop Typhoon's pick and roll. The home team managed to gain a minimum advantage twice, but at the end of the third period, Typhoon held a 7-point lead. With a series of three-pointers, Partizan took the lead with 5 minutes left to play, avoiding too much uncertainty in crunch time. Partizan's backcourt deserves the credit for this victory, with some timely three-pointers after struggling with the shots from downtown in the first half. Cvetkovic, Marinkovic and Andjušić scored 2 three-pointers each, and they were among the 6 players on the winning team scoring in double digits. Kevin Jones topped the scoring list with 17 and was a rebound away from a double-double. However, the American had his worst field goal percentage since his ABA League debut. Apart from the aforementioned trio, the other standout players were Aranitovic, who scored 14 points, and Viktovac with 10. Sandi Cebular was the round's top scorer with 29 points, but couldn't lead Typhoon to victory. Apart from Cebular, in the team from Šentjur's 7th defeat this season, outstanding players were Bolčina, who scored 14, and Bratož with 10 points and 7 assists. Shortly upon his arrival to Belgrade, Kevin Jones proved to be a huge addition to Partizan's roster, averaging just below 16 points and 6 rebounds per game. After high school, the 26-year-old American continued to hone his basketball skills at the West Virginia University.
Always dreamed about playing in the NBA, and I know going to West Virginia and playing for Coach Huggins would help my chances of going to NBA, and I knew if I worked really hard that I had a good shot.
On his relationship with Coach Huggins,
he's very passionate about the game, and he's very hard on his players, but you understand him, and you have mutual respect with him, and as long as you play hard, he has no problems with the players. So I definitely liked his style of coaching, and I thought that I could get better playing there.
Then he moved on to the NBA, playing for Cleveland.
That experience was good. I didn't get drafted, so I went to training camp with the Cavaliers, and I got cut from training camp and went to Canton Charge, which is their D-League team. And after a couple of games, I got called up to Cleveland. So that experience was good because I finally got to realize my dream of playing in the NBA. And during the season, I got called back and forth between Canton and Cleveland. So it was a great experience playing with both teams, and it was a great organization.
Jones admits that his goal is to one day return to the NBA after having left USA to continue his career in France.
France was good because it was my first real time playing overseas, and I was over there for 3 months, and it was good playing experience, and it taught me a lot of things about the European game, and I had to adjust to certain things and certain rules of the game overseas. So I think overall it was a good experience for me.
How difficult was his transition to Europe, and how long did it take for him to adjust?
It's tough because you're not around family and you're not around people who speak your same language and same culture. So it took some time to get adjusted to it. But I think after a while, my teammates and coaches helped me get through that process.
Jones likes it here in the Serbian capital Belgrade, and so far he's especially happy with the food.
Food is good. That's my main concern is food. I love to eat. So I like the restaurants out here and different foods, and it's been great so far.
His impressions of the ABA League so far.
In the couple games I played, the competition is tough. It's a good league and very physical league, and you have to be ready to play every night because I feel like any team can beat any team on at any time. So it's very tough to play, and you have to be prepared every time you step on the court.
Jones made his debut in the big derby between Crvena Zvezda and Partizan.
You see a lot of rivalries in college, but when you see it overseas or in a different country, you can see the passion of the fans, and it was their home game, so it was mostly Red Star fans, and we had our section. It was a crazy thing for it to be my first game here. So I think you know. In the beginning, everything was overwhelming, but as the game went on, you know, I got used to everything and got into a flow of the game.
How about his relationship with the coach, Petar Božić?
I think he's doing a good job with the team now. Like I said, we have a very young team, so you know it's kind of hard to get people to you know do what you want them to do at the time because we're so young and. But I think he's doing a great job of getting everybody together and making us work hard. And, you know, it's hard to replace, you know, like you said, a legend. So I think he's doing a good job at it so far. And, you know, he's bringing his own style to the team. And I think we'll improve as the season goes on.
Krka and Cibona played an extremely exciting game in Leon Štukelj Hall in Novo Mesto. In a tense finish, the home team grabbed its sixth victory this season, 90-86. Ivan Velic's men started off well, and thanks to the informed Jure Lalic, reached a double-digit lead. James Florence shone bright in the second period, bringing Cibona back to life with 3 three-pointers, and the visiting team held an 8-point advantage at the halftime. After the break, the lead changed hands several times. 3-pointers by Florence and Joksimovic helped the guests reduce the deficit to only 2, but the hosts will go on a run of their own to an 8-point lead by the end of the third period. Visiting team kept the game close in the fourth quarter, and we witnessed a real drama play out in the final minutes. Cibona was trailing by 1 with 22 seconds left on the clock, but Florence and Jagodic Kuriđa couldn't get their shots in, allowing Sinovec to wrap up this magnificent game from the free throw line. The most efficient player on the winning team was Jure Lalic with 24 points and 7 rebounds. Sinovec chipped in with 23, while the losing side was yet again led by James Florence, scoring 28 points and dishing out 8 assists. In a do-or-die encounter for both teams, hosts suffer the consequences of doing battle on two fronts in ABA League as well as the National Championship. Facing his former team, MZT's coach Aleš Pipan missed the injured Danilo Mijatovic dearly. His absence in the paint had a very negative impact on the hosts' game. MZT was stronger coming out of the blocks in Janez Sandanski Hall. Taking advantage of Zadar's poor field goal percentage and with Marko Lukovic's outstanding performance, the home team was up 21-8 by the end of the first period. The roles were quite unexpectedly reversed in the second quarter. Hosts completely lost their rhythm on offense and were held to only 7 points, finishing the first half with a 7-point deficit. The credit goes to Zadar's exceptional defense played by the same lineup that was successful against Partizan: Bašić, Delaš, Ramljak brothers and Kraljević. In the second half, MZT finally picked up the pace and took the lead 44-41, courtesy of Drenovac's great run and Stojanovski's three-pointers. That was when Glenn Cozy took center stage and with his 7-point run put Zadar in the lead for good, with the final score 72-60. The man of the match, Kozy, scored all 19 of his points in the second half, while Ivan Ramljak and Filip Kraljevic chipped in with 13 points each. The bright spots in the MZT's fourth consecutive defeat were Drenovac and Stojanovski with 15 points each, while Marko Lukovic started off well with 10 points in the first half, but added only 2 more in the second. Zadar recorded its 6th victory of the season, 5th out of the last 6 games played, while MZT's record stands at 4 victories and 7 defeats so far. The MVP of the 11th round of ABA League is Jure Lalic, Krka's center, earning the title for the second time this season. After the 7th round, when he led his team to victory over Partizan, Lalic had an outstanding performance in Novo Mesto against his former team Cibona. In just 26 minutes on the court, he scored 24 points and grabbed 7 rebounds, adding an assist on his way to a 35 performance index value and another player of the round title. We begin our countdown of top 5 players of the round in Pionir Hall with Domen Bratoš dished out this great assist in Typhoon's loss to Partizan. Also in Pionir, Vanja Marinković with a fantastic block on Tomaš Bolčina. Apart from good results, Mega is no stranger to eye-catching plays either. Simeunović and Alfa Kaba put the icing on the cake in the team's victory in Stožice. In the same game, we saw this flashy slam dunk by Olympia's top scorer Sava Lešić. The top play of this round takes us to Valjevo, where Metalac couldn't stage an upset against Cedevita, but Tomislav Gabrić did catch the guests sleeping with this amazing solo action, topped off with a slam dunk. Thank you for watching another edition of ABBA Magazine. See you again next week when we focus on the 12th round.